I don't necessarily look for reasons to fold. I'm trying to think of some dream way that I win the hand and call and see if it's true, right? I like putting people into spots that maybe they're not enjoying.
Right.
And test them a little bit. I'm enjoying each hand. I'm in each hand.
Yes.
Right? So, you know, I get my own benefit out of that side too. 15-hour one was my favorite because I like that last 3-4 hours of just delirious brawling.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's what I'm most interested in.
You and Mickey had some epic battles, just like neither of you has anything. That was just pure entertainment.
Oh man, when he re-raised me with King Queen and I had King Jack, he just made this massive pot of just, I think it was King High at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, he had me spinning for sure.
We've both been in the game a long time, and you get fulfillment by giving back in different ways. Like you being here right now, this is unpaid. You're doing it for the fans. You organizing these incredible games, and like you said, you're a chat pro. Like you're in there.
I love it. You know, it's like engaging with people is super fun. Like you realize that's, you know, the value in life is, you know, how you're impacting people, right?
Right.
How you're interacting with them. So I'm pretty passionate about that, but you know, you're saying giving back to the game. Like, you know, I really can't think of anything else where you know, sit in coordinated seats where everyone can hear each other, and you're essentially hanging out for hours and hours and hours. Like, I don't know where that exists. So, you know, poker for me is, you know, I've derived a lot of friendships and that have led to like a lot of amazing experiences. So like, that's the priority to me.
These guys love playing with you, man. I encourage everyone to go back and watch you interview these guys. It's people who genuinely care about each other, but also let's battle, let's talk shit. Shamat's saying you're a horrible player, but you can see he loves you, man. Like I really enjoyed that.
I'm glad you observed that. They are very genuine relationships. Like, you know, if you know I were to lose any of these friendships, I'd be shocked because there's nothing I'm gonna do that would jeopardize it.
And I heard you were trying to sell it marked down.
Yeah, I was a little late on it. I was like an hour. He's late. The State Kings fellow said that we've already agreed to this par price. So like, if we change it, you know, two people would have different prices.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know how far down you have to mark it to be fair. But yeah, I did, you know, I want to put a little bit out there. They said that it sold out pretty quick, so I guess, you know, people that wanted some weren't able to get it. So
yeah,
you know, if the intention is to, you know, engage with people and get on the same side, like, I think that's really fun. So I'll probably try to be more conscious of whatever people want.
Do you tilt?
I must, you know, not a robot, you know.
Yeah, but do you tilt from losing, or do you tilt from it if people aren't like acting great in the game?
If people aren't acting great in the game, that doesn't really happen much, you know, like pretty tight groups of friends.
Right.
Well cultivated, but I guess what tilts me is if maybe I go home and I feel like I didn't have a good time. And that's relative, not necessarily to my outcome, because like after the streamer game, I was just like laughing to myself about how ridiculous I am, you know, for participating in this and getting that outcome. You have to find the humor in it, at least from like a third person perspective. But I guess if I'm home and I feel like, hey, I played in a game and I didn't have a shot,
right,
then I'm tilted. You know, if someone went up a bunch of money and then they lock it up, or they're not like contributing back, you know, I'm a little bit tilted.
If they're grinding too hard.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's their own individual. I'm not going to tell people necessarily what to do, but the experience I'm trying to have, I want other people to, want to have it too.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you're happy to take the worst of it pre-flop, and you just want people, if they're up a bunch, to keep gambling and give you a shot at it, and that seems beyond fair. You mentioned the streamer game with Mr. Beast, Ludwig, Botez, Ninja, and others. You did a lot for poker that night. I know you lost over $1 million, and you can go back and watch that one too. It's an incredible game. But you say you weren't tilted at all because it was just such an amazing experience. There was no one sniping in that lineup.
No one?
Maybe one person.
No one? Are you sure?
But Mr. Beast certainly
there were a couple
wasn't.
people that were playing, pretty, great poker or, thoughtful poker. But, even that, I'm not thrilled about.
Yeah.
In that sense, each of those players, I knew I had more experience than all of them except for Phil and Tom DeLon.
Right.
And I just felt like it wasn't right to sit back and play tight and do that. It just didn't seem like the right thing to do. And so, I saw the pace that they were gambling at and looked like fun.
Yeah. You and Mr. Beast were really going at it with flips.
He and I should not, we got to stop being friends.
No, I think the opposite.
Influence on each other, it's very dangerous. We're going to be, yeah.
I think the opposite. I mean, from the viewer's perspective, it was just incredible. And Botez had the night of her life.
Yeah, I was thrilled about that. That was fun to even be around. She wins a big pot. She's like, oh my gosh, she's realizing what it means, and I think that was a treat for all of us to just be there for that for her.
Why is he buying him for $300K?
I think he explained that he just was short in another game, and then he made a public announcement, and Phil's gonna follow through on the things he says, so that's what he did.
Yeah, I felt like that took him from a big favorite in the game to just, maybe a small favorite, because he's clearly not comfortable playing super deep. Very few people are. And we saw that on Monday, and then the next day it really cost him, and he just ended his week. I predict he comes back and plays his own game, which I kind of feel like a legend of the game could do. I think he could just play however he wants to play. He's going to bring the views. And I think that might have been a little bit of a mistake, trying to accommodate people who want to see him buy in deep.
Yeah. I think he prioritizes his integrity relative to what you said more than his own outcome in that by making that decision.
Right.
But as his friends, everyone at the table would have been fine with him buying in for 20. But if you say he goes from a huge favorite to a small favorite, personally, I don't want anyone to be a huge favorite.
Right.
So if he's moved back to a small favorite, then I think that's good for everyone. I put a lot of thought into basically who do I want to be, Have you ever been at the table where someone gets stacked and they're all angry and they tell the other guy you played it wrong,
right?
Or whatever. When you're doing stuff like that, you're taking away that person's opportunity to feel the joy and excitement in that moment, and I think that's baseline disrespectful and a lower way to go through life. So I just try to emphasize that whatever is going on for me, I can handle on my own, and I want to be excited for other people when they do well. Really appreciate it anytime you make time for us, including this
pregame show. This was amazing, and thank you.
Yeah, and the same comments back to you. I have a lot of respect for you and what you've done. I've said it before, I'm saying it again. So keep doing what you're doing.
Cool, man. Very much appreciate all of it. And anything else, or should we just tell them goodbye?
Goodbye.
Until next time.